Hey, how y'all doing? Hey, we're down here at AGC doing our weekly Toolbox talk, right?
That's correct.
I mean, it's been a pretty busy week.
Yeah.
Serious.
We had the golf tournament.
Golf tournament,
Lake
flooding.
Moore. Flooding, yeah.
Flooding.
More flooding.
And then people are sending us stuff. But when it comes to flooding, Mrs. Wobby, this morning I left the house, she handed me a paddle, okay, just in case.
Yeah.
And she said, uh-oh.
What?
I can't remember what she said.
Shocker.
Don't drown,
No.
turn around.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
what she said. Don't drown. If the water's high, let's not drown, turn around and figure out something else. That was her thoughts today.
That's great.
Now, the other thing that's been big here at AGC this week, and I don't know if it's because you've joined us or what, but people are sending us stuff to be mentioned. I mean, we got some work gloves here from ADA Flagging. They sent those in to show us work gloves. Markowski's, a nice shirt. And then Lucky's, of course. We got a restock of cups.
Yeah.
And yes, folks, I know you're going to be a little jealous about this, but yes, Petzl sent us a custom, a custom t-shirt. Look at that, right there, custom t-shirt.
That's awesome. Yeah.
They sent me a custom t-shirt.
Yeah,
they didn't send you anything.
No, I don't have one of those.
But I got a custom t-shirt.
That's great.
And we're going to talk, we got a couple things we want to talk about today. One was getting ahead, of course.
Yes.
Ben made me notes today, but getting ahead and giving them some tips on how to advance their career in construction. Biggest thing is learn to work on a variety of projects. Yeah. Don't just be focused on this one little thing. Mm-hmm. Learn the whole job so that you can add in as you go along.
That's correct. And as you get bigger as a company, make sure you keep up with all of your certifications for yourself and your employees. Speaking
of certifications, you're going away next week.
Yeah.
Am I going to have you here Friday for another video?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. What are you doing next week?
I'm going to my 501 class, my trainer course.
Your OSHA course.
Yeah.
You're going to get a certification so you can
hopefully
take on new responsibilities. That's another big one, right?
Yeah.
New responsibilities, stuff you can do differently, do better. And then again, based on next week, stay within your safety parameters. And you're going to be helping folks all over the state learn about safety parameters.
Big word.
That's pretty big.
Yeah.
And adhere to deadlines. That's always good. Adhere to deadlines and stay within budgets. That's everybody looks kindly on that. And of course, keep an eye out for new opportunities and ways to get promoted within your company. That's pretty big. What are you actually doing here?
I think they just moved all their trucks because they're worried about flooding, and that was distracting me.
What's the line?
What? Turn around, don't float.
Don't drown, turn around.
Don't drown, turn around.
Okay, so we got that.
Yeah.
And Petzl.
Yeah.
Okay. But the biggest question we've had this week,
Subpart S.
Subpart S. It's all been about culverts and box culverts and going into them.
Yeah, underground.
Are they a confined space?
Technically, it's classified as underground construction.
It is?
Yes.
Underground construction, maintenance, that type of stuff?
That's correct.
Of underground tunnels. So if you can get in there and somewhat stand up, let's just say, if it's a 4 to 5 foot culvert that you're working in, that could be constituted as a tunnel.
Yes.
That's cool.
And underground construction.
And it supersedes the confined space rule.
Yep. So you don't have to follow those requirements, but Subpart S has some of its own requirements.
Has some of its own requirements.
Similar. Some are similar, but some are different.
One of them is the employer shall supply a safe means of
Access and egress.
getting in and out.
That's correct.
It's got to be open on both ends, right? And if that's true, then you can go in to remove debris or to rebuild sections or whatever inside that piece.
Yes. You have a person at the entry point, a designated person who stays there.
So you've got to control access.
That's correct.
Okay. And does that person have any other jobs
there's
or anything else?
there's a communication aspect, so that person on the
I'm
outside.
not there yet, though.
Oh, okay.
You gave me notes. You're jumping ahead.
Sorry, I'm so excited.
Check in and check out with a person that's overseeing access and egress from that place. Am I correct?
You're correct.
Okay. And then within this, all the employees have to be given safety instruction on what's going on,
Training. Yeah.
what's happening, and the recognition and avoidance of hazards.
Yeah, site specific.
Okay. Now, where the road you were ready to head down.
Yes, I was.
What is the number one thing we have to worry about in there?
This is similar to confined space, but it'd be air monitoring.
Air monitoring. What's that entail?
Bringing a sniffer in there and making sure you have good air.
Does it have to be in there the whole time?
Yeah. Sorry.
Well, don't say yeah.
I'm sorry. Yes, it should be in there the whole time.
And it's got to be on.
Yes.
And within 20 or 25 feet of the area that the people are working.
Yeah, I'd want it close to me
Okay.
if I was down there.
Do I need ventilation?
No. Yeah, it depends on how good the air is.
Well,
I'm just joking. Yes, you need ventilation.
You can't joke with
No,
these guys.
I know.
That will come back to haunt you.
I know
now.
it will. Yes, you need ventilation.
Okay, so like a barn fan or something to blow air through
Yes.
to keep the air moving because it gets stagnant.
Yes. Or if you have junctions that are coming in from different areas.
Okay. Do I have to see?
Yeah, illumination's a factor.
That's where that pencil helmet comes
Yeah,
in
you can
because you can
strap
put
your,
a light right on top
Yeah, and
of it.
they sell those too.
Yeah. And then, so we need illumination
Yeah.
in the work area that we're working and for safe access and egress in and out. We got to be able to communicate.
Yeah, and the thing with communication is we can use our voice, but when it gets to the point where our voice is not effective anymore, we need to move to a walkie or another form of...
Electronic means of communication.
Yes.
Probably not your cell phone.
No, but maybe you could take cups and put the wire in between them.
Lucky's cups.
Yeah, and then...
And run the string in between them.
That's correct, yeah.
And pull it tight and you can talk.
Yeah. And
Okay.
That's what I would do.
Okay. And again, that's that 20 or 25 foot rule. If you're 20 or 25 feet away from whoever else is working in there, you got to have a means of communication.
Yeah, once your voice is not enough, you got to switch. Next one will be flood control, which is when we...
Don't drown,
No.
turn around.
Yes, but it's same with confined space. If there's a risk of water...
Inundation.
Inundation is a good word for it. Especially when we're going to these box culverts for plugs or
Debris. Cleaning stuff out.
You don't know what's behind the debris. So.
Okay. So flood control is important.
Yes.
And again, hazard recognition,
So
avoidance.
if we set a rule that once we get to 12 inches of water, we're gonna reassess and come up with a new plan, something like that. We should have some sort of trigger or communication with our team that's in there about the water level and what we're gonna do if it gets to a certain depth.
Do I need a life preserver in there?
Oh, your idea was if you just have an oxygen tank in there, you just duct tape it to your stomach and you can float on.
Float.
Yeah.
But
I would just wear the floaty.
would you?
Yeah. That's what I would do.
But seriously, as long as that water is less than 12 inches.
Or
yes,
if you, sorry.
No.
I was saying, or you get in there and the water's 4 inches, and then 20 minutes later it's 8 inches.
You should be out.
Yes, that's some stuff. I know while you're working it's going to be hard to notice that, but that's some stuff you should look at. Whether it's a flashlight turn on to look down and say, oh, okay, it's at my ankles now. It was at my toes when I got in there.
I generally leave when it gets higher than my boots.
Yes, that's a good point.
again, hard hats, hearing protection, everything reverberates, vibrates down there, you hear things. Probably, and again, I would consider an SCBA for breathing.
As long as you have your requirements and your fit testing and all that stuff done.
Okay. Fire prevention, you probably want to have a fire extinguisher with you or
Yeah, or
available.
non-sparking tools or stuff.
Can't smoke under there.
Yeah, well, technically in the book you can't smoke as long as there's a fire hazard near you. So technically I think you could smoke based off the rule. But I'm not saying you can smoke.
Oh, boy.
But if you if you go to Subpart S, there's a section in it on smoking. I'm not going to tell you you can.
Okay. You got to maintain emergency procedures in case we have a problem in there and people have to evacuate. You have to have those. Are there any special rescue requirements?
Yeah, if you've got 25 or more, you correct me if I'm wrong. If you got 25 or more, you should have them on site, your rescue. If you've got less than 25 down there, then you can be within 30 minutes of response time.
Need a 5-man rescue team within 30 minutes of the site. And again, constant monitoring, ventilation, illumination, and have a rescue plan in place. And everybody's got to be aware of it. And all this stuff has to be written out, again, to avoid, and to be able to recognize hazards and avoid those hazards once you're in there.
And I'm going to correct myself. When you're over 25, they don't need to be on site. You just need to have 2 5-man teams within 30 minutes.
Okay.
And when you have less than 25, you just need 1 5-man team.
Ready to go.
Yes. So that was my bad. You don't need it on site, just within 30 minutes.
Okay. Anything else you want to add here today? Because this was a great little talk. I mean, everybody, and again, we've got storms moving in, or they did move in, I guess.
Yes.
They did move in, and we're cleaning up debris and cleaning up things and entering and exiting culverts and checking manholes and DIs.
Yeah, we've helped design 2 of these plans for jobs that involve Subpart S. So if you have any jobs that are like this where you're kind of confused on if it's a confined space or whatnot, give us a call, reach out. I think we're getting kind of good at this now. So if you have any questions at all, let us know. It's kind of fun to work with. So
Why? Because we're here for you.
that's true, yeah.
Right? What's our number?
I never called it off.
802-223-2374. And again, those folks at Petzl, thank you for the custom t-shirt. I really appreciate it. And
Well, yeah, thanks Lucky's for the orange cup. It's better than the red one.
you all have a good day, good week, and we hope to see you next week. Thank you all for joining us again.